Bartholomew died on a Friday. This annoyed him. Not the dying itself. That part happened very quickly and, in his opinion, lacked proper warning. One moment he was thinking about what to have for dinner, the next moment he was not having dinner. What bothered him the most was the timing. Friday? This is unfair. I missed the entire weekend. Could this not wait for Monday? There was no answer. He looked around. There was nothing. But not empty nothing. More like everything had been removed except the fact that something was still there. Bart looked down at himself. Still Bart. Still wearing his favorite shirt, which he now realized he had been wearing 3 days in a row. A detail that felt less important given the circumstances, but still worth noting. Well, he said, this is new. Silence. Then something changed. The space around him became brighter. Not like a light turning on, more like the idea of light remembering itself. It grew, expanded, or maybe Bart did. The brightness was not outside of him. It was everywhere, including where he thought he was. Oh, Bart said. For a brief moment, something very strange happened. There was no Bart, no Friday, no missed weekend, just vast, a quiet something, complete, effortless. It did not need anything. It did not need Bart.
Oh, I am still here. That felt like I was about to disappear.
The brightness remained, calm and patient. Bart took a small step back. Nope, I think I will not do that just yet. Not until someone tells me what's going on. Is there someone in charge here? A receptionist, perhaps? A short explanation would be nice.
I feel like you are expecting me to understand something, and I want you to know that I do not.
Just to be clear, if this is eternity, the lack of structure is slightly concerning. The brightness did not respond. But it did not leave either. It simply waited. For the first time, Bart had the uncomfortable feeling that whatever was happening was not going to be explained to him. Something changed. The brightness did not go away, but it became organized, like it had decided to present itself more formally. Shapes appeared, colors gathered, and then, quite suddenly, Bart was no longer alone. In front of him stood beings, large, radiant, extremely confident. One had several arms, all doing different things at once. Another had more than one face, each expression calm in a way that felt slightly competitive. A third shimmered like it had swallowed a sunset and was proud of it.
Oh, we have people now. I assume you are important. You look important.
One of the beings moved forward, not walking exactly, more like reality made space for it. No response. The being continued to glow. Hello, I am Bart. I died on a Friday, which I still consider unfair. As he looked closer, something felt familiar. Not the details, the feeling. Like he had seen this before, but forgotten where, or when, or as what.
That is interesting. You feel like me, but upgraded.
For a brief moment, the distance between them seemed thinner. The many arms were not strange anymore, just expressive. Something opened again. That same vast feeling. The one from before, closer now, easier. As if these beings were not separate at all, just different ways of being the same thing. Yes, I think I almost understand. One question. Why so many arms? The moment slipped. Not dramatically, just gently. Like a thought that decides not to stay. The brightness settled back into shapes again. The beings remained, patient as ever. No one disagreed. One of the figures seemed to invite him closer. Bart hesitated. It is not that I do not trust you. It is just that last time I got very dissolved. The beings did not insist. They simply remained, calm, open, waiting. I fear I am not ready to not be Bart just yet. The light softened, and just like that, the figures began to fade.
Oh, they are leaving already. I have a feeling that the welcoming committee was the easy part.
The brightness flickered slightly, as if, for the first time, things might not try to look friendly. The change was immediate. The light did not disappear, but it sharpened. Colors became louder. The space felt less like a welcome and more like a warning. Something roared. Well, that is new. Shapes formed again, but these were not calm, not balanced, not interested in making a good impression. They were large, fierce, slightly unreasonable. One had a face like a storm that had lost patience. Another was surrounded by flames that moved like they had opinions. A third stared at him with an intensity that suggested it remembered things Bart had successfully avoided thinking about. Oh no, these feel personal. The nearest one stepped forward. The space seemed to tighten around it. Bart raised a hand. Before we begin, I would like to say that I was having a relatively decent afterlife experience until now. The being roared again. Yes, feedback received. Thank you. For a moment, fear arrived, sharp and familiar. Not new fear, old fear, the kind he knew very well. Wait, I know this feeling. The flames flickered. The creature did not seem quite as solid anymore. This is stress. This is that feeling when everything goes wrong, and I assume it will get worse. The being loomed closer, still terrifying, but now slightly less convincing. So you are not here to destroy me. You are just me being dramatic again. The roaring softened. Not gone, just less certain. All right, let us try something. Hello, I am Bart, apparently also you. For a brief moment, everything opened. The fear was not separate. The intensity was not against him. It was energy, raw, unfiltered, part of the same thing he had already glimpsed. Oh, Bart said quietly. It was the same door as before, closer now, easier. Then the being roared again. Bart jumped. Yes, he said quickly. Still not ready. The moment collapsed. The figure dissolved into the space. The sharpness faded. Silence returned. I feel like I am improving. Very slowly, but noticeably. The space shifted again. Softer now, but different. More familiar. I do not like that. Familiar is usually where my problems are. The light dimmed slightly, and something began to form. Not vast, not cosmic, just close, and unmistakably about him. Something formed. Not light, not a deity, a memory. Bart blinked. Oh no, he said. In front of him stood his old office. Not perfectly, slightly off, like it had been remembered instead of rebuilt. The desk was there, the chair, the plant he forgot to water, and behind the desk, himself, but younger, sitting, typing, frowning at something important that clearly was not. Bart stared. I do not like this, he said. The younger Bart did not look up. He just kept typing, serious, focused, slightly stressed, in a way that felt very familiar. This is not necessary, Bart added. I have already lived this. No response. The room felt real, too real. Bart stepped closer. What are you doing? He asked. The younger version sighed. Trying to finish this, he muttered. Bart waited. What happens if you do? He asked. The typing paused. The younger Bart looked up. And for a moment, they saw each other. Not as two people, as the same confusion, at different times. I do not know, the younger one said. Bart nodded slowly. Yes, he said. That sounds right. Silence filled the room. Not uncomfortable, just honest. Bart looked around. All the things that had once felt important were still there. Emails, deadlines, mild urgency. None of it had followed him, except this, the feeling of it. Oh, Bart said quietly. You are not the office. You are that feeling. The one that says this matters more than it does. The desk faded slightly. The walls softened. The younger Bart looked lighter. All right. Thank you. That was unnecessary, but helpful. The room dissolved, just like that. Bart stood again in the open space, quieter now, simpler. I have a feeling, he said,
That you are going to show me more things I thought I had finished.
Nothing answered, but something was already beginning to appear, and this one felt even closer. The space changed again. Not dramatic this time, just practical. In front of Bart appeared a row of doors, simple doors, clean, well-made, the kind of doors that suggested someone had thought things through. Bart looked at them. "I do not trust this," he said. The doors did nothing. They simply stood there, each one slightly different. One looked warm, soft light coming through the edges. Another door felt important, polished, impressive, in a quiet way. A third looked peaceful, almost boring, which made it strangely appealing. Bart folded his arms. "Right," he said. "These are choices." No voice confirmed it, but it was obvious. Each door felt like something, not just a place, a life. Bart stepped closer to the warm one. For a moment he felt it. Comfort, familiarity, the sense of being cared for, of belonging somewhere without having to question it. "Oh," Bart said. "That is very convincing." He stepped back quickly. "Too convincing," he added. He moved to the impressive one. This one felt different, clear, sharp, purposeful. A life where things made sense, where effort led somewhere, where Bart might finally become someone. Bart raised an eyebrow. "I see what you are doing," he said. The door did not react. He moved to the peaceful one. Quiet, simple, nothing dramatic, just a life that did not ask too much. Bart stood there for a while. "That one is dangerous," he said softly. The doors remained patient. No pressure, no urgency, just waiting. Bart looked at all of them again. "They are all good," he said. "That is the problem." Silence. For a moment, he noticed something. The feeling from before. The open space. The one without doors. Still here. Untouched. Behind everything. "Oh," Bart said. He turned away from the doors. "They are optional," he said slowly. Nothing disagreed. Bart nodded. "Yes," he said. "That feels important." He took a step back. The doors remained, still inviting, still perfectly reasonable. Bart looked at them one last time. "I have a strong suspicion," he said, "that choosing one of you would feel like a very good idea, followed by consequences." The doors did not argue. Bart turned away. "For now, I think," he said. "I will not choose just yet." The space remained open, quiet, waiting, as if curious how long that decision would last. The space changed again. No light, no strange beings, just a mountain, quiet, wide. A little further up the path, someone was sitting, still, relaxed, as if they had been there long enough to stop waiting for anything. Bart squinted. "Oh no," he said. "That looks like me." It was. Same face, same general structure of a person, but different, simpler somehow, as if a few unnecessary things had been quietly removed. Bart walked closer. "Hello?" he said. The other Bart opened his eyes, calm, not surprised. "Hello," he replied. They looked at each other. Bart crossed his arms. "So," he said, "are you going to explain what is happening?" The other Bart shook his head. "No," Bart sighed. "I was afraid of that." Silence. Regular Bart shifted slightly. "You seem very relaxed," he said. "Yes. That feels suspicious." A small smile appeared. "You have seen this already?" said the other Bart. "Seen what?" The other Bart looked at him. "What you are." Bart frowned. "I saw a very bright nothing," he said. "Then some overachieving beings. Then things got aggressive." "That is not helpful," Bart said. "It is complete." Bart stared at him. They sat in silence for a moment. Then Bart pointed at him. "Let me guess," he said. "You are me, but better." The other Bart smiled slightly. "No." "More advanced?" "No." "Enlightened?" The other Bart considered this, then shrugged. Bart sighed. "Right," he said. "Very informative." The wind moved again. Nothing else did. After a while, Bart spoke. "If you are not here to explain," he said, "what are you here for?" The other Bart looked at him. Not serious, Not playful, just clear, to see if you are ready. Bart blinked. For what? The answer came simply. To stop leaving. Bart frowned. I am not going anywhere, he said. The other Bart said nothing. Oh, Bart said. A small, uncomfortable realization. You mean that, he said. The other Bart nodded. Silence again. Bart looked down at his hands. Then back at him. I have a feeling, he said slowly, that I am very close to understanding something. Yes. And also very capable of missing it. Yes. Bart nodded. Good, he said. At least we are being honest. The other Bart smiled. They sat there, on the mountain. Nothing happening. Nowhere to go. Nothing to choose. They sat on the mountain. Nothing needed to happen. And for once, Bart did not try to make anything happen. No effort. No method. No quiet plan to get it right this time. Just sitting. Bart looked at the other him. I am not doing anything, he said. Yes. Bart nodded. That feels suspiciously easy. A thought appeared. This is it. Bart noticed it and did nothing. The thought faded. Another came. I should hold on to this. Bart noticed it and did nothing. It faded too. The space felt open. Not big, not dramatic, just not limited. Bart looked around. Mountain, sky, breath, all of it there. None of it a problem. Oh, Bart said quietly. No excitement, no breakthrough. Just something obvious that had been missed. The other Bart watched him. Not impressed, not surprised. Just there. Bart exhaled. I keep expecting something more, he said. Yes, but this is already complete. Yes. Bart nodded slowly. For a moment, there was no question, no need to stay, no way to leave, nothing to fix, nothing to understand. Just this. Simple, unremarkable, enough. Bart smiled slightly. I think, he said, if I try to improve this, I will ruin it. They sat there. No progress, no failure. Just sitting. Then, very gently, the mountain faded. Bart frowned. That is not very peaceful, he said. The mountain was gone. The space was gone. The other him was gone. Something heavy pulled at him. A body. Lights. Ceiling. People moving too quickly. He blinked. This feels familiar, he said. A doctor leaned over him. You are back, she said. Bart looked at her, considered this. Then, looked around again. Different room, different feeling, same something. He took a breath. Another. Still here. Still Bart. He was lying in a hospital bed. He was surrounded by doctors and nurses. He thought for a moment, then asked, What day is it? A pause. Monday. You have been in a coma for 3 days, the doctor said. Bart closed his eyes. A long, quiet moment. Then he sighed. I miss the entire weekend, he said. No one responded. They were too busy being relieved. Bart opened one eye. Something was different. Not dramatic. Not important. Just less urgency. Less need to fix things. He looked at the ceiling. Thought about something. Then stopped thinking about it. All right, he said softly. No one asked what he meant. And for once, Bart did not feel the need to explain it.